Yeah, I'm trying to yeah, make it go closer so you guys can see it, but this is the best I can do. Trying to just applying black for the hair. I usually do this white first, basically to seal everything, like the pencil and everything. Once the white is over the pencil, that I can see the pencil right through the white, because it's I don't apply it too thick the first time, like you see the white, so it's kind of light, so I use water. This is acrylic paint, and so yeah, I use water so it looks clear, so you can see the pencil lines, and it's much easier to then you know, with that is what I do is, you know, it seals everything. So then I can see the pencils, and over the white I start applying my flesh colors, you know, and the rest of the other colors that I'm like what I'm doing right now. You can say this is not hard, but it's not something you should be rushing. You should make it look good, because after this I have to go and use this one here. As you can see it right there, I gotta use this. This is a Faber-Castell FH, so I can go thick and thin with it. So great results actually. So you can see this one with Wilma comes out really pretty sharp. It's better than using paint actually. I just noticed that. Things you learn as you go. Right now it's like 1:19 in the morning. Came from work, and sat down for a little bit, and had some coffee. My dog Crypto saw me that I was eating cheese, and he wanted cheese too, so I had to share cheese. Not that that's healthy, but I get from work, I have coffee, but it's not coffee with sugar, it's coffee without sugar. So I've lost a few pounds already by doing so, and I feel much better. When you have sugar, you just you crash later on the day, so I don't like that crash. And besides, sugar is not really good for you. Then again, that's what most people like. And so what I'm doing here is just finishing up the hair. I don't think I need to put another layer of black. I don't think I need to. The white is not really showing through. I like this black. This black, I haven't painted for a while, but this is, let me just show you. These are the best, I think, basics. These are great. It's like, it feels like oil. They feel so, they're not like this brand here. Liquitex, this is the one that I normally would use, heavy body. This is another one, Liquitex. Like, they're a little bit, they're not as easy to work with. This black basics, I think I'm gonna start buying those more. They're easier. They feel like oil. They don't dry as fast, and so it gives me more time to work, like on detail. And like I said, it doesn't dry as fast. Right now, as I'm using it, it's not drying as the other one, Liquitex. Anyways, the reason I show you those other paints is because I've had them for a while, so I might as well use them with, for what I'm doing. So I was drawing, been working on a book, and personal project of mine, which I honestly don't want to rush through it. And it comes a time when you're actually drawing something for like a long period of time, and it's like you want to do something else because you just get kind of like bored. And I'm a person that gets bored pretty quickly if I'm working on the same thing over and over. And so you take those little breaks, and then in those little breaks, make sure you do something with your art. I have issues with that. I struggle with that, and I don't want to struggle, but it just happens. I get distracted with so many other things. Sometimes I find myself scrolling social media, and I ask myself, what am I looking for? It's like, what are you doing, Elvin? It's just one of those things that happens to me, and I really don't like when that happens, because I'm just wasting time. You can find yourself scrolling to the phone, looking for really nothing, just entertaining yourself and just wasting time, really, honestly. It's not productive. It's just, you can be doing other things with that time, but we're just, we figure we get home from work, we want to relax, we don't want to do anything else but just watch TV or social media or whatever it is that we do that has nothing to do with sitting down and doing the work, like working for your future with a business or something. It's easier to work for somebody else, and work 8 hours or whatever hours you work. So much easier to do that than because you basically do what they tell you to do, and you have to do it to get paid, right? But when it comes to the point where you have to do it for yourself, like what I'm doing right now, it takes discipline. It's actually harder to work for yourself, because you think you have the right to wake up at any time you want to wake up, like I've done lately, and I basically don't do the necessary things that I need to be doing to speed this process up, finish this up. At times, like today in the afternoon, I had some time, but my dog gets nervous with the rain. And sometimes when it doesn't rain, he thinks it's gonna rain or thunderstorms, and then he gets all nervous, and then I end up basically stopping what I'm doing because he's not gonna stop scratching my leg for me to pick him up. And then when I'm gonna pick him up, he doesn't want to get picked up. He just wants to run outside for whatever reason, like he wants to escape from something. And so, yeah, I had to deal with that today. So, well, Betty is looking good so far. And it's funny that there was a time that I couldn't really speak and just draw at the same time, but I've noticed it's gotten easier. For some reason I can focus a lot more, if that makes any sense. Because I guess because I'm teaching you or just showing you something, showing the process of how I'm doing this. Because somebody asked me, how long does it take you to do this? It all depends. Maybe half hour, sometimes an hour. The hard part is just what you see, the painting, because you have to be very careful. You don't want to go outside the line. Make sure you stay inside the line and make it work. Like right now, this here is a little bit. I gotta probably use a little bit more of the skin color if I can find any. Well, I'll try. I have to add it somewhere on here. Lucky I had a little bit left, I guess. Got water. It's the problem when the water, like, yeah, there we go. Like if your brush has water, like a lot of water, and you don't realize it has water, that water is gonna come down and just. Thank God this is acrylic, it's easier to work with. For me it is, actually. Some people don't like it because it dries too fast. I like it because you can build layers on layers on layers on layers, and and you can work fast, and not as fast as watercolor, but with this you can build layers on layers on layers, and it just becomes a lot of fun, actually. If you mess up, you cover it with another layer. If you don't like that, whatever color you apply, just apply something else over that color. I mean, it is what it is. No painting is perfect. If whoever tells you that when they paint is perfect, yeah, right. The only perfect one is God. He's the only one that can do things perfectly. So I just do my best to make it look good. That's all we can really do. And just enjoy the process. I mean, you can't be so serious all the time, I used to be very serious all the time and never really enjoyed the process. And as I get older, I'm just enjoying the process. Having the opportunity to share this with you guys and those who follow me. For the time being, right now, I don't have a huge following on my YouTube because I started it a few months back. I've been doing a lot of short content, short videos. And of course, it's always easier to grow quicker, faster on the channel when you are known or you work for an industry of comics or illustrating books that people know you for. I just came back after 7-8 years of being away from all this, and I think I don't know if I did need it. I needed that time just needed that time for myself. I was going through a lot of personal stuff in my life, and it was not easy. And so I couldn't really focus or concentrate. When you're creative and you're a creative person and you're working you're trying to do something like this, you need concentration. Honestly, you don't hear any music. The reason being is because I work better without music. But when I'm painting, at times, I like to hear music, but I just focus so much that my focus is my music in my head. So you won't hear me with music unless I put it on TikTok and or YouTube, and I put some background music. If I want to relax or that day, I don't know. It depends on my mood, but most of the time I'm just painting and just everything is quiet, like right now. So what I'm gonna do next is hopefully I won't mess it up. Is the outline. So the outline is gonna be done with what I just showed you. With this, I don't need to be using paint, this is permanent. So this is how I've done the rest of the other guys, Now let me show you Dino. So I did Dino. There we go. That's Dino. As you can see, the outline, it just comes out really nice. I just have to be more careful with this, and very careful actually. A lot of concentration on this, so if I stay quiet, you'll know why. So it's easier when it goes over the paint. So it's so cool. I like it. And as you can see, I'm painting on coasters. Something I just came up with. I started doing coasters like a few months back, and I had them all there. I sanded them, I cut them. I cut a 4x4 piece of wood and just started cutting pieces, and I made a bunch of coasters. And then I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? Yeah. So I was like, yeah, what am I gonna really do with all these coasters? So I started using something I bought. What do you call it? Some tools there to burn wood. I don't know what that's called right now. I totally. So I to burn the images. I forgot what that's called. Anyways, I was like, yeah, this takes long. This takes a little bit too long. So I want to do something that I can do a little bit faster, and something that I actually enjoy doing more. So I figured, you know what? Let me see if I can paint it, and then outline it with paint. And then I discovered that this way, with this ink pen, is so much better, the FH. So I'm telling you, this works so much better. I mean, I have to really focus on what I'm doing, and but it comes out like this reminds me of back in the day when they used to do cartoons using cells. So they would paint it on this plastic sheet, one of the cells, and they would paint the image from the back of the cell, and in the front was the outline. So from the back they would paint it, and this kind of reminds me of something like that. Like if I was actually working in an animation studio or something, painting the cells. I love the traditional way of doing things, and it's more fun for me, and it's honestly, this is my personal opinion, screw AI for this kind of thing. There's no AI for this, and this is all basically done by hand, and we don't want AI to be taken over, which if we use AI, and I don't know, I just, it's good, it's a good tool for certain things. It's not good to be depending on it so much, and it's good to be original, do your stuff, and if you do want to do it for fun, you do it for fun. But if you're an artist, don't I mean, you can use it as a tool, like I said, and it helps. I've done it. if you want to know how something's gonna look like, you use AI. Um, but just have to be careful out there with your art, also. This way, I just prefer this way. It's just just give me a pen and paper, and I'll just draw. I even like to do it, draw stuff on the iPad. It's fun, You get to color, you get to. But this way here, it's so much more challenging because you're basically avoiding messing up. That's basically what you're avoiding. You're doing all this, concentrating, making it look good, but avoiding messing it up, and as you do it, you have fun doing it. And so yeah, it's been like around 21 minutes already, and I've been doing this, and it doesn't take that long. This thing makes everything sharp, man. I'm telling you, this makes everything sharp. I'm gonna make this, there we go. I think I'm gonna make this a little bit thicker. Yeah, make it look like a rock, basically. So yeah, so this is fun. I'm telling you, this is the I'm gonna do the bow on her head right now. And with this pen, I've noticed that it's easier to go light on it first. It's like a paintbrush. If you use it light, I mean, if you press down on it too much, you might get a little bit in trouble. So I've noticed that it's better not to be pressing down, because this is wood. It has these rings, so these rings are solid, and then it kind of like, so you have to be very careful with because if you hit one of those rings, that thing is gonna, yeah, you might have a not so happy accident. So I'm basically gonna do the eyes now. And I keep moving this because I'm more comfortable moving it around, especially on a small scale like so what you see here. It's not very easy to work on, especially when something this is like, it's a little bit high, like half-inch high, so it's just like my hand is down here, so I have to be very careful and keep my hand resting right on the coaster. So you can see, I've seen some people do this really fast, like the outline with paint, and I said, I'm not taking that chance for this. I have more control with these pens that I know how to use. And I said, let me just try it on this over the acrylic paint, because I've done it before, so it works just the way I like it, how I want it. Actually, it came out, they look way better than what I thought they would come out. I mean, I said, let me just do the Flintstones and Barney, Betty, Dino, Fred, Wilma, and and of course the next is gonna be Bam Bam and Pebbles. That's what I'm gonna be doing next. That will be for tomorrow, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. You know what? I think I would leave the, you know, since I already did Wilma, did the lips with the outline, I'll just do the outline with it, you know. I could have just left it like that. It would have looked nice, but whatever, you know, it is what it is. I already did, I did Wilma's lips already, and I all outlined it. So I'm gonna do this here. I think for me, this is the hardest part. This is the one that I need the most concentration on. It's a little bit scary, but it's looking good. What do you think? So yeah, this is for me, this is a lot of fun, really, honestly, because I love painting. I just, something about the acrylics I've been painting with acrylics since I could remember. And it's really, I don't want to say it's my favorite, but I prefer to work with acrylics. I just like the way it looks. Working with gouache and watercolors is one thing, but it's just something that I always liked about acrylics. It's just the feel, you know, it's challenging, yes, but it's just that you can build layers of layers. If you mess up, just build another layer. I mean, it's very forgiving, actually. As to working with watercolors, well, yeah, that's different. So there's Betty. So we have Betty here, pretty much done. Make the lines just a bit thicker, not too much. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So yeah, well, let me do the bow a little bit thicker. Telling you, at times I forget to breathe because man, at times I do forget to breathe. And actually, it happens to a lot of artists. I mean, you stop breathing for a little bit just to concentrate, and that's a specific thing you're doing that you know you can't mess up, or it takes a lot of concentration. I stop breathing at times. You know, I hold my breath, and yeah. So basically, that's Betty. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I actually just turned the camera on, and yeah, I just figured, you know, let me just show my viewers the process, and you know, of how I'm doing all these coasters. As you can see, let me just show you. Let me take the phone out of here. As you can see the Betty, you can see the coasters, and as you can see, I'm just naming them. Wilma is basically up here. You got Barney, you got Betty. So Betty will be right here. I put like a little tape behind each coaster, so I can leave them in place. The last is gonna be Bam Bam and Pebbles, so that's gonna be the next one I'll be working on tomorrow. But Betty's looking good. So God bless, and until the next video.